Hey, welcome. Thank you for coming back to our channel. Today's an exciting day. We are finally taking possession of our new house. We've closed, and let me give you a walkthrough and show you what's going on here. So stick around. Well, here we are. It's a beautiful sunny morning here in Charleston. It's nearly 8 o'clock and it's already 75, 78 degrees. It's warm and muggy, but you know what? I don't mind it. Particularly if I stay out of direct sunlight. But a breeze kicks up and the storms come through, and so far it's been pretty exciting and nice. And everybody talks about the humidity, and no, I'm not a big fan of sticking around in it all the time. But sometimes when you come out of an air-conditioned place and it's a little cold and you come out into the warm and the humidity, it almost feels like a warm hug. I know everybody doesn't have that impression, but I thought I would have a harder time with it than I am, and I don't mind it. Again, I don't want to stay outside working in it for hours. But I don't mind it. Okay, well, let me show you the house. It's pretty cool, and there's some things we don't like about it. There's some things we love about it. We bought the house basically sight unseen. We had a FaceTime tour with our friends, took us through it, and so that was helpful. And so getting here in person, it's a little surprising that it's smaller in areas that it's smaller than we thought, and bigger in some areas than we expected, and so let me give you some of our impressions, what we're going to change, what we love about it, what we're just going to have to learn to accept, all those sorts of things whenever you own a home. But let me start by saying that even when I complain about some of the things, it's just being honest awareness of what needs to be changed or that we have to accept. But I am so grateful to be here. I don't have a job yet, and so to finance and get the perfect house, which of course there is no such thing, we wouldn't have been able to do this, but we were able to move across country and settle near some friends, get a beautiful home. Frankly, it's the largest home we've ever owned. It's about 2,600 square feet. We've never had a home that large. But the space is allocated in a way that some rooms are sadly a little smaller than we wish. But I think that you're going to like it. I know that we're going to like it. And this video is going to be kind of the before. And then I'm going to start doing some additional videos as we decorate or do some projects. Some of it I will do ourselves. And when I post those videos, it's not going to be to show you how to do DIY. I have some great skills on doing DIY, but the purpose of this channel is not to show you how to do something, because I'm not an expert in that. In any case, let's stop me talking and let's take a look at it. Right off, I'm excited because in the front yard, which is a huge amount of grass, I do not like to mow lawns that much. So I'm going to figure out ways to landscape this, take some of this flower bed, tree bed further into the lawn. But I am so excited about these very mature pine trees and oak trees, particularly with the Spanish moss hanging off of it. It's not the most majestic oak tree, but I'm excited to have it, that they didn't cut it down. And behind the house are full-size mature oak trees and pine. So I love that the builders kept as much of that as possible. This home was built in 2016. There's some things about the quality. I've never lived in a home that is vinyl siding and metal siding, and so it's a little bit different to get used to. But with the humidity and the pests, it's probably safer, and I'll deal with that. Oh, look at that, there's a lizard. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. That's something we're not used to, is lizards and frogs crawling all over everything. That's going to take a bit of getting used to. In any case, I'll just start off right now with a few changes that we're going to want to do. There's no porch, and one of the things we wanted with a southern home was to have a front porch. So we're going to take out these bushes. I'm going to put a concrete pad and build a pergola, black slats, black posts, and put a hanging swing on it, and then do landscape around it. I'm going to put those flat concrete pads. I never did like these little walkways that don't go quite to where your car is at, and the driveway is narrow, and so you end up having to walk on the lawn anyway. So I'm going to change this walkway eventually, not right away, take it out and put alternating concrete pads with grasses between them coming further out. I'm going to widen the driveway, not with concrete, but with some stone and rock with lights in it, just to create a more dramatic looking border. And then I'm going to extend, as I already said, flower bed and tree beds out into the lawn a little bit more. I really love to get color and shrubbery, wild look out in our yard. So here is our front porch, and I blurred my address obviously because y'all don't need to know exactly where I live, but there we go. It's just a nice neighborhood. All right, let's walk in the front door. And first off, you're greeted with a nice wide entryway, and that is one thing that we really love about the house. It's empty and echoey, of course, here, but it's got grand space. It's about a 6-foot wide entry, and so this is just really nice. Off to the right is the dining room space, and that is a space that we don't really do formal dining, so I didn't feel like we need it, but the fact that we have it is nice, but it's small. It's going to be hard to get a full-size dining room table in here with any sort of sideboard, hutch, whatever. We'll figure it out. We'll make it work, but it is a nice space. That is a beautiful lighting fixture, but Diane has plans to change some of the decorator items. All of these ceiling lights are, cheap builder grade. They're perfectly fine, they work, but it's not what we want to do. So those are coming out as well. But it's got this luxury vinyl LVP, they call it, flooring. It's a really nice, wood grain pattern, sort of grayish brown, so it goes a lot of directions with your paint colors. Diane really wanted a nice laundry room, and so this is very, very spacious. This is a surprise, and we're very happy about it. That is probably a 2.5-foot deep area to the right of the door, so we're going to put pantry shelves and countertop. We're going to get a stackable washer and dryer, and then create shelves to one side so that we can have access to things. It's just going to be nice. Diane's going to trick it out. We're going to put, hopefully, a barn door on the front of this so that we have the space maximized inside without a door going through, and the door will match the cabinetry of this space. And of course, just a hall closet, which will be nice. There's not a lot of storage in this house, and so that's a little surprising. All right, as we come into the kitchen and the gathering space, this is the living room. Fireplace is a corner in the angle, more living room space. What is supposed to be a breakfast nook, and then of course the large island and kitchen space. We're going to take that light fixture down. We don't need a table there, seating at the island, and a formal dining room. We're just two people, and even when we have guests and family over, people will sit here at the counter, and then we'll have couches and chairs and things here in the living room. So it's a good size. I mean, this is a 4-foot plus space between here. So it's generous walking area. Sink is built into the island. The previous owners had added one of these touch motion control, which is pretty cool. It seems they got new appliances too when they put it on the market. A nice stainless steel package. Pretty cool stove. It's electronic features on the top with touchscreen. Not sure how to use it yet, but I'll figure it out. And then lots of cabinetry. A neat butler's pantry pass-through between the dining room and the kitchen. Decent amount of storage, so we're looking forward to this. And then a little bit of a walk-in pantry. This is one area Diane was disappointed. She was hoping for a home that had just a huge walk-in pantry, like the size of that laundry room. But we're gonna make the laundry room a lot of the pantry as well. And then of course you come back around the house. So you've got this generous gathering area. All right, what do we want to change in here? What are we disappointed about? Well, I'm disappointed that this is the middle of the morning on a sunny, clear day, and this room is dingy. I do not like dark spaces. These are 10-foot ceilings, or pretty close, and I've got every light on in here, and it is dingy. Now, of course, when you bring in the living room, you've got lamps and different things. I know that can be changed with your decorating, but I want to upgrade the ceiling to have rows of pot lights or recessed lights. They've got them in the kitchen, and you can see the kitchen space is brighter. I want them everywhere in here. So that's going to be a high priority. We're also going to repaint. The gray color was very trendy for a while, but it's not quite us. Diane wants to decorate in what she's calling an elevated farmhouse, just more of a modern look. The cabinets are that shaker style, so we're going to bring in like the barn door, but the barn door is going to be clean lines. We're not going to do a lot of the wood slats on the wall, things like that. It's going to be a bit more of a modern farmhouse with clean lines. And so that's what we intend to do. All right, this fireplace is beautiful. It's got the black marble surround. It's a gas fireplace insert, nice mantle, and electric switch turns it on. I'm going to put that on a smart switch so that I can say, hey Siri, turn on the fireplace. All right, so one of the things I'm going to change is going all the way up to the ceiling, making the fireplace wall a feature wall with some painted wood panel type setup that will frame a piece of art of some kind. And then we'll put a contrasting color on the walls so that this really becomes a nice feature. One other thing that I don't care for in the house is the height of the baseboards. It's not urgent that be changed, but these are 9-foot ceilings. I think I said earlier I thought they were 10-foot ceilings, but I've since measured and they're 9 foot. But for a 9-foot ceiling, those are really short. There's only about 3 or 4 inches tall. And just homes nowadays are being built with the taller baseboards. It seems like a pretty simple DIY thing that I could do, although there's a lot of baseboard. I don't know. I may just learn to live with it, but part of me says that that's one nice way to make a pop a bit more upgrade from builder grade to a bit more elegant home. We'll see. Here's the entrance to the primary bedroom. Look that, a wall, but it's a little vestibule, a little lobby area, so we can put a a little table there, a mirror of some kind. So this is nice to have, so people can't look directly into your bedroom. Here is the master bedroom. All the bedrooms are carpeted. We didn't think that. We thought that the first floor was fully vinyl plank flooring. So we're a little disappointed about that. And this room is plenty large, but not as large as we've had. All of our primary bedrooms for the past 12 years have been fairly generous spaces. So this one feels a little tight. We'll have to wait and see how the furniture gets in here to know how it looks. This room has crown molding. The rest of the house doesn't seem to have it, so that's an interesting difference in here. We're immediately getting new carpets. It's just not our style. They look a little old and worn. So new carpets are coming. And then here is the primary bath and master closet. This is a nice space, and yet at the same time, it's gonna be a little tight. There's not a single drawer in here. There's very little storage. Some neat light fixtures, we like that. So we're probably gonna look at options to put in some of the medicine cabinet type things behind mirrors so that there's at least a little bit of storage, and figure things out. There's not a wall to put towel bar on except that one wall over the tub, and then there's this door that's right in the way. So the toilet is behind a door, so we don't feel so awkward putting a barn door on here, so we're going to put a barn door here, so that door isn't swinging into the bathroom, making it awkward to work around. It's got a decent size stand-up shower, and then of course this garden tub. We're not tub people, and we want one of those large showers that you walk in and with frameless glass. So this is somewhat of a priority to upgrade. When I went to Russia, I discovered that in Europe, all over Europe, they've got towel bars that are heated, and I've always wanted one. Half Moon Bay, it was really kind of necessary because of the humidity and cold. Your towels never quite dried. Well, I understand that's the same case here, that even though it's not as cold, the humidity still, the towels don't dry, and that's the only towel bar in here. So we're probably gonna get a heated towel rack there. That will help take out this tub, expand the shower out, and that should be nice. Standard toilet room, plenty fine. Very tall ceilings everywhere, so that's interesting to be in a toilet room that has 10-foot ceilings. And then it's got the walk-in closet. It's probably 5 foot by 10 foot maybe, 5 by 10. So it's a generous size. It will be interesting to see how we fit everything in here, because we've got a lot of stuff, but we'll make it work. All right, this is what they call a split floor plan. So the primary bedroom is on one side of the gathering spaces, and then across the hall are the other bedrooms complex. So this is one of the bedrooms. All the bedrooms seem a little tight, a little small, but again, we don't have people living with us, so this is just a guest room, and it's plenty fine. The closets are very generous. I appreciate the closets. They are 2 swing doors, and they go beyond inside, so that's nice. So this is a plenty large enough room. It comes with the ceiling fan. All the ceiling fans you need ceiling fans here. I know a lot of people don't want to decorate with ceiling fans, but I tell you, it makes all the difference in your energy use and movement of air with the humidity. We like moving air, so ceiling fans are exciting to us. but that design one is a little interesting. Here is a guest bath, one sink, but yet the two cabinets, so that's nice. Decent storage in here, a towel bar over the toilet. And in Charleston, it seems everywhere, and maybe lots of other places too, they do these plastic insert tubs. I don't think they do that in California. I've never seen this done so much. In California, even builder grade is a cheap tile up to the shower nozzle. And then better builders, will tile all the way up. So this is a bit interesting, that everywhere we see these plastic inserts. It's plenty fine, but someday we will likely upgrade that. That's not as much of a rush. It's got big tile floors. This countertop seems to, it's granite, but it seems to be a bit more brown than the kitchen, so it doesn't seem to be the same as well. Then there's this hallway here with a linen closet, and then another guest bedroom. Diane's mother is going to be living with us a few months out of the year. She's going to winter with us and summer in her other home where there's snow in the winter. And so she's gonna stay there and then join us. So we're gonna set up a room for her in here. We're getting rid of this ceiling fan. There was a little girl that lived in this room. It's pink. And there's a bunch of what's really popular with kids nowadays, a bunch of this lighting strip across the ceiling. We're gonna take that out. And again, another generous closet. I think her mother-in-law, a few months of the year, will enjoy this, and of course live out in the gathering spaces with us. So we're excited about that. Again, new carpets for all of this and new paint for the entire place. We'll give you progress along the way. Now, there is a lot more to this house because there is an upstairs. It says it's a one-story. I don't understand that. It says truly in all the documents that it's a one-story. That proves that that is a wrong statement. But let's go up and see. All right, as we come up the stairs, all these light switches, and this is the only one that I can tell does something. So there are insets for ceiling fans or lights, so I'm sure one of the switches for that. I'm sure one of the switches is for a plug, but I just don't know. Nice double window looking out over the neighbors' backyards along the way. This is a big loft space, and it runs the full width of the house. It's not as wide this way as I thought from the tour. It's probably 12 feet. I'll have to measure it out. 12 to 13 feet, which is a plenty generous room. And it's, again, very tall ceilings. This, I'm so excited. Carpet's gonna get changed. Wall paints are gonna get changed. This is going to be a theater. We've always wanted to live in a house where we had a space that we could make a movie theater. So we're gonna get some movie theater chairs here. The TV has been mounted on this wall, but we're gonna move it to that wall, I believe. And we'll see. We'll keep you updated on the progress of that. And then there are side attic spaces in here. So it's kind of hard to tell in there, but there's a lot of the equipment. So a lot of storage space back in. Well, actually, I've been told you're not supposed to store in your attics here. That gets just entirely too hot. But this is a big space, and again, very dark. Now that's great when we're watching movies, but we won't always want movies in here. So I'm gonna add recessed lighting in here as well. Okay, let's go back and see what's back here. We have, to the right, we've got a nice deep closet. This will be good for some storage. Although I wish storage was downstairs so we didn't have to carry boxes up and down, but some things you just don't access very often. There is a bathroom, full bathroom up here, and a full bedroom back there. This can be set up like a suite. You can close this door to the bedroom access and then still have bathroom access. And so this bathroom has 2 doors. Finally, a bathroom cabinet with some drawers, although they're quite tiny, but they're drawers. And again, one of the insert tubs and another door back out. This room has a nice, generous walk-in closet, full height, except for the angle ceiling there, because we're upstairs with the roof line. And then into the guest room or child's room. We're going to turn this into my art studio, and it's tinier than I wish, but it will work. And it's very dark. There's not a single light in here, so the expectation would be that it is lit by a ceiling fan with the light, or a light fixture put up there, or wall lights. Nothing is built in here at the moment, but I'm going to change that because I need it to be very bright for the studio space. So I'm going to get recessed lighting in here with a nice bright white Kelvin rating, so that I can do art at night and still feel like I've got it lit well, even though I have the gooseneck light over my easel. I still want a nice bright room. All right, and outside here, this is something that we noticed in Florida. Everybody had covered lanais that they were screening. Here in Charleston in South Carolina, I think a lot of the South, the covered porch is the thing. And this is a nice covered porch. It's on a concrete pad. It's fully screened in. It's got high ceilings, and it's wired for a ceiling fan or light fixture. And we're going to put a ceiling fan out here. It's just really nice. And then we've got this incredible backyard that I love. Neighbors have fences up. Not all the yards have fences. And in fact, this technically is not our fence. We have no fence out there connecting that fence to the house on either side. So it seems, and I have to learn this, but it seems the fences in South Carolina need to be set back from your property 2 feet. So if I was to build a fence, I have to set it back on my property 2 feet, and there'd be a 4-foot pathway between the fences, which that's an interesting thing, unless you work it out with your neighbor. But that was designed to avoid property line disputes, and so, but I don't see that happening down there. All the yards just have single fences along the way. So I don't know what the deal is. But the screen porch, this is nice. In the evenings, in the summer, with the fan going on here, it's more than reasonable. And then in the winter, when the humidity goes down and the temperatures aren't as bad, that'll be a nice living space. And then, as I told you, I love the mature trees. So basically, I'm living up against preserved. There's a road on the other side, the main road into the neighborhoods. But basically I have all this wildlife, and you can't see the fence, and then behind the fence is more preserved. So it feels like I have all this nature, oak trees and pine trees and palmettos. After a rain, the frogs and the crickets just get so loud here. Someday we hope to put in a lap pool along this edge, just a narrow lane of a pool. That would be wonderful. And got an oak tree here that someday hopefully will become beautiful and large. So this is nice. There's another one of those lizards. That's a baby. That one's tiny. Waffles is going crazy, seeing the lizards and the jumping frogs. she's just freaking out when she comes outside. Not afraid. She's excited to chase them and see what's going on. The tour of the house. I hope that you liked it. Now let me just say a couple of the things. I think, in summary, some of the things that we don't like about the house that we can't change are the size of some of the rooms. The distribution of the space is interesting. All of that giant loft space we love, but that means that a good portion of the square footage of the home is up there instead of in the day-to-day living spaces, our primary bedroom, some of the other bedrooms. I would have liked even the gathering space off the kitchen to be a bit more generous, but it's going to be plenty. It's going to be fine. Some of the things along the way that I highlighted that we don't care for that can be changed are lighting. All the light fixtures, we don't like the cheap builder grade, sort of dome lights on the ceilings. We don't like a lot of the fans and their lighting. We want to add a lot of recessed lighting all over. I fully plan to make it smart home, so a lot of the lights will be dimmable, able to be set on scenes. A lot of smart home, and I'm going to do some video on that as well as we create a smart home here. As money allows, smart homes can be a little expensive, so it's not going to happen in 1 month. We're going to space that one out. And other things that we can change, we're not a big fan of the wire racks and closets and pantries, so we're going to move those to wood shelving. We are going to make some changes, as you heard, in the bathrooms with the showers and the tub and some of that. Try to figure out ways to get more creative storage in the bathrooms for Diane's makeup and hair supplies and all of that. And other changes. Let's see, what are some other changes? I don't feel really that we're making that many changes. The significant ones are the bathrooms and the lighting and shelving. So in closing, I just want to say I am so thankful and blessed. We are very pleased, and stick around with us on our journey as we do a series of videos showing our home changes and upgrades and decorating and the moving in process. I hope that you'll enjoy that and follow along with us. Please like and subscribe. Maybe do a super thanks, help us out. That would be nice to keep the channel going and some of our other dreams and visions to try to make happen. We appreciate our subscriber base growing. The channel is really growing and it's been exciting, and so we're thankful that you've all gone on this ride with us. So be good to others. Bye-bye.